Hey guys. Alright. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. My name is Laura, aka PURPLEXEDQT. And I am your friendly host, or not so friendly host, depending on who you ask. Hope everyone had a wonderful New Year's Day. I only have an hour right now because I have to running rampant, running whatever. It doesn't matter, Mindy. People know what I meant. Well, welcome, Never Silent. So, I only have an hour because I got to pick up Phoenix at 9. I'm not muted. You guys might be a little behind, but I can see my microphone working. So, I don't think I'm muted. So, yeah. Let me just tell you, I hear so much bullshit about this case that I can't even comprehend it. I feel like everybody has lost their fucking minds, including creators. I can't do it. I don't care if I have 30 people in here. I'm not going to give you guys a bunch of bullshit for views. I'm not going to do it. And believe me, it's tempting as hell, but I can't do it. I refuse to do it. And I see all these channels with thousands of viewers in there, feeding them nothing but bullshit. I just can't. So I hope you guys appreciate the fact that I will never sell myself short for views. What you will get on this channel is facts. You will get real explanations. You will get an understanding of why certain things are the way they are. I don't need an expert to tell me, or a quote-unquote expert to tell me the obvious. So, yeah, like I said, I don't care if I'm at the point, I don't care if I have 20 people in here. As long as it's 20 people that don't want to hear bullshit, because you're never going to hear bullshit over here. You'll hear speculation, but you're never going to hear a bunch of nonsense. So I'm going to work backwards here. But by the way, I will be on, after I pick up Phoenix, give him dinner and all that stuff, I'll be on later for Banfield. I don't know if I'll be ready by the time she goes on the first time, but we'll definitely catch it the second time. Because, you know, I can't miss my Banfield. So, okay, let's start with the obvious. Let me show you guys so I'm not just telling you. Now, this came to me after I made my my cover page and everything. So give me 1 second. Where are we? Okay, I'll use Twitter because it's right here. Whoop. Nope, that's not gonna work. Hold on. Here we are. So this gets put out. Not only is it absolutely ridiculous, but for a bigger creator to put this out, told me everything I needed to hear. That everybody is here for clicks and views and nobody has common sense. And I couldn't believe that somebody put this out and has thousands of views on a Twitter post for it. Absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So someone showed this to me. It was on Twitter. Exclusive from Daily Mail. You come in here and I'll cut you. Accused Idaho murderer Brian Koberger taunts guards, exposes himself, and sings violent rap lyrics as he sits in jail awaiting extradition over deaths of Idaho students, female inmate reveals. Okay. This was not only put out by the Daily Mail, this was then put out by It was then put out by Nerdy Addict and a couple of other people. And people are running with it. And then other people needed... Guys, I can lower the mic. Let me lower it if I'm too loud. Is that better? Am I less loud? Okay. So then Brian Enton puts out that it's false. I'm sorry. I don't need Brian Enton to tell me the obvious, but I guess some people do. All right. Am I less loud? Okay. Now I'm low. I'll never make anybody happy. So I'm not even going to bother. I'm either too loud or too low. Which is it? I don't know what to do. So, oh my God. All right. So we're going to leave it high, and if I'm too loud, then lower your volume. That's all I can say. All right. So I'm not changing it again. This is it. If I'm too loud, lower the volume. So let me tell you why I knew this was complete bullshit to begin with. I'm going to tell you why. All right, guys, I'm going to say this one last time. I don't give a fuck about my volume. You guys know I read chat, so it's very, very annoying to see lower, raise it, lower, it's no good, you're muted. It's really fucking annoying. I'm sorry, but it is. I'm not trying to be a dick, but this is where my volume is staying. Plain and simple. Done. I'm not touching it. I'm done. This is it. Either raise your volume or lower your volume. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm done. I'm not touching it again. And I'm going back to this, and I'm not going to look at chat, so I'm not interrupted again. Love you too, Red. And guys, enjoy it, because my reading chat is changing soon. I promise. All right. Honey Badger, I raised it back up. It should be exactly the way it was. All right. Now I'm not looking at chat. I'm going to go through this. So, all right. So let me tell you how I know this is complete bullshit. All right. 1, total nonsense, because guys are not housed with girls. Now I understand that you could be somewhere close to a guy in certain areas, but that's only in a holding pen. He's not in the same kind of holding cell as the drunk driver that came in. He's in a different type of holding cell. So this woman who wants attention is 50 years old, trying to say that he tried to expose himself to her, and he's singing rap lyrics. Okay. That is everything that Brian is not. And yet you have thousands of people that are running with this, and thousands of people that are saying that this is true. Okay, this is not true. Basic common sense tells you this is nonsense. Just a little bit of common sense. But it seems like most people don't have common sense, because so many people, if you look on Twitter and other places, I'm going to get to that too, Dreamcatcher. You look and people are eating this up like it's real. And you can see that on the Twitter comments. It's insane. So second thing I want to bring up before I even get into what I'm getting into is something I heard last night from someone. Let me explain to you guys. Oh, of course they're cloud chasers. Let me explain to you guys something, though, that a lot of people are not thinking when they hear stuff. All right, I want you guys to remember, the cops have said nothing. The cops have not released 1 ounce of information to the public. The cops have not released information to the families. The cops have been pretty low-key about everything. So why does this matter? Why am I saying this? Because every single day, in every single chat that I can't even listen to anymore, there's thousands of people that are sitting there lying. There's thousands of people that are running their mouth, making up stories that don't even exist. I forgot exactly what I heard last night, but it was along the lines of, he did a killing for this reason. No. He didn't do a killing for any reason that we know of. How do we know this? Because the cops haven't said anything. So any single thing that you hear that is along the lines of, well, he did the killings for this reason. We don't know why he did the killings. We don't know a motive. I see big creators with the title over and over and over. This was his motive. We don't know his fucking motive. Nobody's released his motive. We don't know why he did what he did, if he did what he's accused of. I've heard people claim that they're cops that don't use the word alleged. How could you be a police officer and not use the word alleged? And I'm not talking Moscow police or even Pennsylvania police. I'm talking people that call into these shows and pretend they're cops or know what the fuck they're talking about when they don't have a clue. How do I know they don't have a clue? Because they don't, or they would use the word alleged. It's one thing I'll say about Duty Ron, who I don't even like, but Duty Ron, as an ex-cop, will always say alleged. He will not blame somebody without saying alleged, because that's an ex-cop. That's how ex-cops do. Person that gave the inmate, yes, was an inmate. I'm not talking about a guard said it. I never said a guard said it. But what a guard did confirm is that it wasn't him. That it wasn't Kohlberger, whatever the fuck his name is. BK. I'm going to call him BK. So we have to remember that. And I see everything in chat, a lot of things in chat talking about how this was said, and that was said, and this was said, and that. None of that is even said. Pure bullshit. People need to stop with the bullshit. Yeah, but Mama Rocks, his personality, everything that we know to date about his personality, that's not his personality. He wouldn't be screaming. He's an incel, possible incel. He's very quiet. The guards have already said he's been quiet and that he's kept to himself and he had this blank stare. That's not someone that's screaming rap lyrics. You got to use common sense. Everyone's got to use some common sense, and it's easy to figure out as long as you use some common sense. Absolutely, Squirrel. That's why I said they're doing it for views and money, and it's sick. I'm sorry, but it's disgusting, and it's annoying, and it's frustrating, and it's aggravating, but they do it all the time. We don't have a motive. The cops haven't said anything. Not a word. Not one word. Cops are quiet. We don't know what the deal is. An incel is a guy that doesn't like women, which is why I don't think he's an incel, but a guy who doesn't like women, or they have hatred towards women, and they're all about the man. Oh, I'm not talking about T-Rev show. There's a ton of them out there. A ton. Jackass remarks shows low brain cells. They have very few. Who? No, but people believe anything that is put out there. Anything. And you have all these people in chat that are clueless. Absolutely clueless. And just run with anything. Anything. Yeah, Joy, do you remember a couple of years ago that guy Randy that killed people? He was a YouTuber. You know who I'm talking about? I can't think of his last name. He was an incel. A lot of killers are incels, from what I'm noticing. Alright, but I want to, since I'm running out of time, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Ikmail covered the story, although he was kind of making fun of it. Then lots of people were putting in comments that Kohlberger was doing this to set up an insanity defense so people believed it. It's not even true. Involuntary celibate. Thank you. Elliot Rogers. No, I was thinking that Randy guy. I can't think of his last name. But he was a YouTuber and he went on a killing spree and he killed a bunch of people. Like through a video game. He was like a gamer. It was really weird. It was a wild story. See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Exit Screaming. Why didn't he check to, like, why not use some common sense and realize that this is not true? It doesn't take much to know this is a bullshit story. Why even put it out there as truth? Why even use it as a discussion? And yet these people have thousands of people in their lives. It's frustrating, it's aggravating, it's bullshit, and it just blows my mind. Yeah, he's not claiming insanity. What people don't realize, he is not claiming he did it. That's the topic of my conversation. We are most likely never going to find a murder weapon. That murder weapon is somewhere between Washington and Pennsylvania. And that is a 37-hour drive, by the way. Yeah. 37-hour drive between Washington and Pennsylvania. For 37 hours, that knife is somewhere along the way. The odds of finding that knife, if they were able to find that knife, I will be shocked beyond shocked. Because I can't even comprehend that they would be able to find that knife. This is not a stupid guy. Randy Stairs, thank you, Garden Grower. This guy is not a stupid guy. He's not a stupid guy. He's not a moron. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knew a bunch of news reporters have. And I said I don't totally agree with it. A lot of these quote-unquote professional, what are they called? Experts are saying he was an incel. I don't think he was an incel from what we're hearing. But I don't know. Well, Mama, I think he was nervous. That's why, hey, Joseph, that's why I think that he had his father drive, is that he was nervous. Because they were looking for the white Hyundai, and they knew they were looking for the white Hyundai, I just think he got scared, and he didn't want to drive by himself, so if his dad drove, it would be better. But this is somebody that planned this out and is not going to admit to squat. I don't know if after he realized what he did, maybe he felt guilty. I don't know. The whole wearing gloves around the supermarket and stuff. Now, I see this differently than others. And here's why. We just had like the coldest weather imaginable all across the country. When I was in Illinois, I didn't take off my gloves. It was fucking freezing. We went to a store. I kept my gloves on. So the week that he was traced by the FBI was the coldest week we have had in God knows how long. So I don't really find that so sketchy that he never took off his gloves. If it was like now where everything is warmed up, I may think differently about that. But I don't know. We went through the coldest week that the FBI was following him. So it could be that he didn't want to leave fingerprints, but I don't believe so. I think it really was the weather, or maybe a combination of both. I don't know, but no. He definitely didn't keep the knife. If he's been in touch with the BTK killer would have said, do not leave evidence, do not bring a trophy, do not, if you don't want to get caught, do nothing like that. But one thing that I think we're all making a mistake on, I heard, who was it? What's the guy's name? Pascal. I heard Pascal, who I listen to sometimes, but I heard Pascal say at one point that he doesn't, you have to want to believe in the system and that you have to give the system a chance. Okay, I get it, but it's kind of an oxymoron. Because if you're going to give the system, if you're going to believe in the system, then you can't make him guilty already. He's not guilty yet. He is alleged. He is accused, but he's not guilty yet. And everybody has this guy guilty. What if the cops are wrong? I didn't see any videos about everybody apologizing to Jack D. And myself and two others that I can think of off the top of my head are the only ones that have said Jack D is not guilty. Hang on 1 second. Hold on, guys. All right. And I just want to know, where's all the apology videos? Hold on, why is it not working? Uh-oh. A lot of people believe BK set up Reddit 4chan accounts and was posting about the murder. Yeah, but where are they even getting this from? I don't even understand where they're getting this from. Like, why did they believe that? That's what I want to know. I know they are Granny's Watch, and that's my whole point. We don't know this guy did it. I mean, in my heart, do I think he did? Yeah, I do. I think the cops had him pegged pretty early. So I do kind of think he did it. But what if the cops are wrong? Cops do get it wrong. Cops do fuck up and get the wrong person. They're not looking for anybody else. They've already has this pigeonholed. The guy's not admitting to anything. So what if he's wrong? What if the cops are wrong? What if it's someone else? Oh, Granny watching, the rumors that fly in this case are unbelievable. I can't even believe the rumors. It's crazy. Hold on, I want to see why this isn't working. I just think because the post looks sus and now it's facts. You know how that goes. I agree. Right now there's 20,000 people in jail that are innocent. Now again, do I think he's guilty? Yeah, I do. Because I don't think the cops have been on him pretty early. But I'm not going to convict him. I'm not going to say that he's guilty already. He's not guilty yet. And he's not admitting to anything. And there's no murder weapon. But all of social media has him guilty already. What if that was you? And anyone that's been with me since Making a Murder and knows that I am really, really standing strong with innocent until proven guilty. I did it during Summer Wells. When everybody blamed Don and Candace, I said, you can't blame them. No, my birthday is the Wednesday. I said, you can't blame them. They didn't do anything yet. They're not arrested. They're not in a court of law. And it's kind of, here we are again. It would be very easy to jump on a bandwagon. Shop girl, you're right. DNA doesn't lie. But we don't know what DNA they actually have. We have no idea what DNA they have. And DNA can be planted. So, exactly, Johnny. What you're saying this happens with every case. Like I said, I believe that he did this. I don't think that the cops pulled him out of the clear blue and said, let's blame this guy. But he's not stupid. He can very well prove a case that makes him innocent. Unless they find DNA under their nails of all four of them, that is a solid case. But we don't know what they have. We have no idea. Quinny, you are being so disruptive. When it's my birthday, I will make an announcement. You guys are really pushing me not to look at chat anymore, and I mean it. Alright. And I know I may come across like I'm being a bitch, but I'm just... You gotta understand where I'm coming from. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm in the middle of speaking about something. My birthday doesn't matter. It's rude. Because you're just trying to throw me off, and it's fucked up. So just please stop. Stick with the topic or not. Who would plant it and why? Shop girl, personally, I agree with you. I agree with you on a personal level. I don't think the cops would come up with something like out of nowhere because they knew immediately who this was. They didn't tell the public that, but they knew immediately who it was. So that's why I don't think they're making it up. But at the end of the day, it still means that innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't even been in Idaho yet. They said skin cell. Okay, where did you hear that? Because I've watched every press conference and I have not heard the police give any sort of information like that. So where did you hear that? Where can I confirm that? Maybe there's a press conference I missed somewhere. But show me where they said that it was skin cells. Because I have not heard anything of the sort. They have not released 1 ounce of information. So if someone could show me where they said skin cells, I'm all ears. Exactly, Dennis. We don't know anything. That's what I'm saying. We know nothing. And every time that I call somebody out on something they hear, they can't prove anything because they heard it from some bullshit or some creator that made up shit. It'd be nice to have a murder weapon. Yeah, it would be nice to have a murder weapon, a confession, something. Skin cells have just been speculation, not from Ellie. Thank you, Joy. That's what I thought. But that's my whole... But you see what I'm saying, though? Everyone thinks skin cells... That cops never said that. We have no idea if it's skin cells. We have no idea what they have. But people run with it, and everyone's like, oh, okay, I get it. I agree. No. The only people that would know that are the police. The police have not released 1 ounce of information. Not one. We know nothing. Johnny, that is speculation. And that wouldn't be DNA that could work, though. So that's a false thing. But it's stuff like that, Johnny. That's what I'm saying. Cops never release that. I hope it will be, too, but I don't think it will be. I think they're going to keep it under wraps the whole time. Or as long as they can. I totally agree, Brandy. I mean, could it get leaked? Maybe. Some Alpha David dude posse tell us all more. What? People hear and believe it as fact, and then they separate it. That's what I'm saying. Like that skin cell thing. People have that as fact. It's not fact. And when I tell you, I literally do not listen to anybody anymore about this case, that's the reason. Because when I do try to listen, they just repeat the speculation that's running rampant. And I just don't get it. I truly don't get it. So, I know I'm speaking fast because I'm going through, I'm trying to get a lot of talk done. Okay, Dink, you just revealed who you are, and it's time for you to go. Don't need you here. Have a good day. Bye-bye. No one could know about... Exactly. No one could know about the skin cell DNA because that was not released. Nothing has been released. Nothing. Any single thing that you hear has not been released. Now, I'll tell you what has been released. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Well, I don't know why it's taking. All right. All right. Okay. Hey, Kim, Happy New Year. So, here's a Carfax report on the car. Now, I was listening to Melissa Jade discuss this. Now, I haven't had a chance to look up Washington laws, but I do know here in Alabama, you have 30 days when you move here to change your license, and you have to get your registration transferred. So he registered this car in Pennsylvania in April, 4/20, as a matter of fact, of last year. That's weird to say last year. 8/15, he, got the car serviced. On 11/18, he changed the plates to Washington plates. So he registered it there. He registered it in Washington, which would have changed the plates just a few days after the murders. Is it coincidence he did this? Maybe. Did he try to do this because he was afraid maybe there was a PA plate? Maybe. Oh, if you're attending college, you do not have to change your registration. Okay, thank you, Jay. Even in Washington? Because it says registration updated when owner moved the vehicle to a new location. So that is the excuse he's using. He's using the excuse of... Thank you, Jay Stone. He's using the excuse of that he moved, so he had to re-register it. But I'm just saying, it's not so far-fetched that he changed his plates. Could it be directly related to the murders? Yeah, it could. But I would think... I'm trying to... Does anyone know the date that the cops put out? Because this would make a difference too. Does anyone know the date the cops started looking for the white Elantra? Yes, right after the murders. Some states require and some do not. Private colleges often different than state schools. If he was guilty, that's why I want to know the date, because I don't remember the first date that they put out about the Elantra. It was probably right around this time that he did that. He might get cheaper insurance. That's true, although Washington's pretty expensive. His birthday after the murders? Yeah, but he just registered it, so his registration wouldn't be up. What says December 16th? I live in the Poconos, super high here. Oh, is it? December 7th. Oh, so it was that long. So he was already... He would have been gone by then, maybe? I don't know. I'm just saying this could be coincidence. It may not be, but it could be coincidence. I thought it was sooner than that. I thought it was in November. Okay, so he did all this before... I mean, if he was so worried, why not change the color of the car? And I keep saying that. For someone that's so smart, a brand new Elantra is registered on 11/18. I wonder if that's maybe how they got him. Was because he registered a new car. I mean, as a cop, that would probably be one of the first places you look. Would be who registered a car recently. Maybe. I agree, John. Totally agree with that. That's my whole point. That's what I'm saying. If this was done on 11/18, there's a good chance that that's how they found him. Yeah, he didn't leave till December. But, I mean, was he not driving around? Well, they weren't only looking for Idaho plates. Because if you remember, they said that... Oh, wait. I'm trying to think. Yeah, they had Washington, Idaho, and somewhere else. Yeah, he re-registered his car. Thank you, Jackie. Why register to that state if you did it? Well, he registered to Washington, not to Idaho. And then on December 1st, this is just, looks like a recall. I would have taken my car, set it on fire, and found a new way home, and just act like my car got stolen. That's one way. That's not bad. Yeah, but the cops said that they were looking for Washington, which makes me wonder, did they know even earlier than December 7th? I don't know. Looking back, I just feel like the cops knew it was him immediately. Or believed it was him immediately, but they couldn't find him. He had PA plates when committing the crime. But at the same time, we don't know if he committed the crime in his own car. We have no idea. Because remember, between Washington, Idaho, and somewhere else, there were... How many? 22,000 cars? 22,000 white Elantras that were between 2010 and 2013, and it ended up being a 2015? Yeah, Rick Starr, that's all bullshit. You're a perfect example of what I talked about earlier. It's complete bullshit. Listen, read what? BP, I watched it attending school in Idaho. The plates would still be out-of-state plates. True. That's a good... Yeah, you know what? Dennis brings up a really good point. If he did this, allegedly, but if he did this for the murders, per se... Well, either way, it's still not Idaho plates. So either way, they were out-of-state plates, so it really doesn't matter which plate he used. I would think with his education, he would have rented a car, borrowed a car, stolen a car, and not gone there with his own car. I agree with that, too. Which leads me to my next question. Do we really think that he used his own car, drove up, killed them, and drove away? I have a hard time believing that. I don't believe he did that. Now, I could be wrong. He could have been that dumb, but I don't think so. Now, one thing I want to look up real quick. Hold on. One thing I didn't look up. Alright. Alright, so the 2013 Elantra, as compared to the 2011 or 12, not much different. Oh my God. Trying to find one. I can't find one. But it just doesn't look like it would be much difference. Because that's going to be a huge point on his trial. They swore they were looking for a 2011 to a 2013. Well, he didn't have a 2011 or 2013. He had a 2015, which is a slightly different car. So how did the cops go? And I'm just telling you what a lawyer's going to say. How did the cops go from a 2013 or a 2011 that they were dead set on? Now all of a sudden they changed it to a 2015. That's not the car they were looking for. That's the car they decided to plant evidence on. That's what a good lawyer is going to say. I think he absolutely did it, but as a good defense, I absolutely agree with that, mermaid. I'm going to turn down your mic. Nope. Candy corn, lower your volume. But do you think BK stole that other car that they found? No. Absolutely not. Do you know, see, camera have the link. Oh, that's the link I wanted to find. You're going hard for this kid. I'm sorry to say. No. Let's go. You missed something. I believe that he did it. In my heart of hearts, I believe that he's guilty. But I also believe that he has a defense that may set him free. And I'm just giving you the real deal, not the bullshit. I can feed you all the bullshit and say he's guilty, but he's innocent until proven guilty. He's not innocent yet. I mean, he's not guilty yet, according to the law. I think your DNA match is going to be sealed. Probably. I kind of think that too, Alabama mom. What's a TikTok video? Oh. Okay. Where'd this come from?
In the early morning hours of September 22nd.
Alright. So I'm a little confused on this. Hold on, I'll show you guys. Let me move chat over here for a minute.
A University of Idaho student walking home down the alley near Ashbury Street stopped, looked right at the security camera, and then took it right off the wall. According to the police report, he used this Celtics trash can to climb up. You can hear the metal can being flipped as he stands on it. The person took items that looked similar to this, a security camera and a solar panel. In the early morning hours of September 22nd, a University of Idaho student walking home down the alley near Ashbury Street stopped, looked right at the security camera, and then took it right.
Okay. Does that even look like him? Because that doesn't look like his hairline. And if he took the camera, I don't know. That's what they're saying. Two months before? What do you mean? Now I'm really lost. 2 months before. Hey, K-Rox. What do you mean 2 months before? I don't think it's him either. No, there's no way to zoom in. Okay. So they're saying that this was from September 22nd. And why does this matter? If it was December 22nd. September 22nd, I mean. Why does this matter?
Right off the wall. According to the police report, he used this Celtics trash can to climb up. You can hear the metal can being flipped as he stands on it. The person took items that looked similar to this, a security camera and a solar panel. In the early morning hours of September 22nd, a University of Idaho student walking home down the alley near Ashbury Street stopped, looked right at the security camera, and then took it right off the wall. According to the police report, he used this Celtics trash can to climb up. You can hear the metal can being flipped as he stands on it. The person took items that looked similar to this, a security camera and a solar panel. In the early morning.
I guess my point is, if you took the security camera, then what's filming this? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really see how this is relevant if it's from September. We have no idea who this was. And you can't see the plate either. Yeah, but why would he take a camera down 2 months earlier? Oh, that's right. It would still be in a cloud. You're right. But he never actually got in the car, though. You know what I mean? He could have been walking up to the car to steal it. Well, this looks like the apartment buildings. Yeah, you're right, Tanya. I forgot about that. I did. I forgot about the cloud. But what I'm saying is that person could have been stealing this car. And that's why they pulled the camera down. Yeah, but he could have stole the cameras because he was stealing the car. See, we can't see the plate, so we can't see what, whose plate it was. It looks like a Hyundai. It's definitely a Hyundai. But this is a newer one. But I mean, I'm not going to lie. This really means nothing. Okay, so some dude took cameras. Why didn't they arrest him? They have his license plate. Why didn't they do anything then? So maybe if the cops would have had, if this is supposed to be something, then the cops should have arrested him and 4 people would still be alive. I don't think it looks like him either. Potentially give BK more reasonable doubt. Exactly. I totally agree. They said that isn't the car. Thank you, Christina. It doesn't look like the car. I mean, it's definitely a white Hyundai. But this is a newer car. He's 6 feet tall.
Hours of September 22nd, a University of Idaho student walking home.
Okay, duh. He's a University of Idaho student. He was never a University of Idaho student. This whole video is pointless. And it's got 83,000 views. It's absolutely pointless. That is a University of Idaho student walking. What does this have to do with the murder? Not a fucking thing. Not a thing. Yeah, it's not till 9. But yeah, that's why I listen to things a bunch of times. This has absolutely nothing to do with them.
In the early morning hours of September 22nd.
September 22nd, a University of Idaho student.
A University of Idaho student walking home down the alley near Ashbury Street stopped, looked right at the security camera, and then took it right off the wall. According to the police report, he used this Celtics trash can to climb.
Yeah, this has absolutely nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. This is crazy. Here you go. Turns out it was Brian removing the camera. No, it wasn't. I mean, it could be. I don't know, but no, it wasn't if it says University of Idaho. They say University of Idaho student. 200 comments. Sarah says videos from 2019 unless he's a time traveler. Okay, everybody's saying it's not even him. At least some people have brains. A lot of people have said he was odd. The video is completely pointless. 100% completely pointless. The TikToker is wrong. But let's title it so we get 83,000 views. Unbelievable. Way too much bullshit. Yeah, throw Brian's name on there because there's a white car. But no, it was not Brian. It doesn't look like Brian. Yeah, it was KLEW. Was the news station. I know, right, Trump? Imagine my shock when a TikToker was wrong. But that's what I'm saying. I see this stuff everywhere. It's annoying. People need to just stop with the bullshit.
And we're John Jack.
You've got to be kidding me. Here's another one. With 41,000 views. I have no way to make it bigger. Let me start at the beginning.
And we're
Now she's showing a Nike shoe print.
And we're John Jack.
And she's showing a Nike on the hoodie guy. 41,000 views.
And we're John Jack.
That was her way to say it was the hoodie guy. I'm telling you, these people are fucking insane. Cops have not released any footprints. A lot of people are jumping on the Bash Bryant bandwagon for their own little... I totally agree. But that happens in every case, Dennis. I really can't think of a case that didn't have that, to be honest with you. They do that a lot. Told TikTok bullshit, exactly. Okay, another thing, though, that I did want to talk about real fast, which I found interesting. So the cops had this arrest warrant. Hey, Monica, the cops had this arrest warrant out that, you know, they were looking for this white Elantra. There were 22,000 cars that they were looking for. Brian's car got pulled over twice on the way to Pennsylvania, and they didn't do anything. Really? You're looking for a white Elantra, you pull over a white Elantra twice, and you didn't run it? You didn't do anything? You didn't check names? Nothing? Especially one that came from Washington? That's a little odd to me. They were pulled over for speeding and being too close to the car in front. They had been traveling back to their home in Pennsylvania after leaving Pullman, Washington. Kohlberger, 28, had gone back to his studies before his arrest on December 30th. He's set to waive extradition to face the 4 charges of murder and 1 for felony burglary in Idaho. Oh, here is this I wanted to watch. Hold on.
I found out Friday.
Hold on. This I heard about, but I didn't see the whole thing. Coleman did another good tonight on this. Oh, did he, Glory? I gotta pick up Phoenix in 10 minutes. So after that, we'll catch the late one. Hold on. But I actually feel really bad for this girl. I couldn't even imagine being her.
After Kohlberger's arrest, I saw
somebody mentioned Dr. Ramslin on Twitter. And then I realized, you know, there was a connection there through DeSales University. Like, personally, my first reaction was just like my stomach churned and I literally physically got ill. I live with chronic PTSD. I've been pretty invested in the Idaho case. I've been keeping up with the news and the true crime community. I've been quietly invested in the case. And so I was pretty shocked to find out that there was a connection to Ramslin and potentially a connection to my father, but we're going to have to wait and see.
Do you think he may have had any sort of communication with your father?
Kohlberger could definitely have had communication with my father. It's very common for criminology students and in general, the true crime community or just fans or people that are curious in general to contact my father via mail. And occasionally they do speak to him on the phone. Knowing how personally connected Ramslin is to my father, I would not be surprised if Koberger had at least tried to write my father. We're going to need to see letters. I mean, potentially, if Koberger has contacted my father, there would be letters in Koberger's house and also in my father's jail cell. Kind of shocked how far he's made it.
Can you imagine being the BTK's daughter? I can't think of a worse father I would rather have than the BTK killer. She looks like him too. Could not even imagine. But I did see this. I didn't think I saw this, but I did. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. So Cuomo is good tonight, though? He's not going to confess part of UK. Never going to happen. He is not confessing. He's claiming innocent. Anyone that thinks otherwise, delusional. He is never going to admit to anything. All right.
Into the
Criminology fields, but it's happened before. My father has a criminal justice degree. D'Angelo, Golden State Killer, he has one. Bundy, I believe, studied criminal law. So it happens. I mean, you can be an expert on psychopaths and they're still going to trick you. On the other hand, after being raised by a psychopath, I do know that they can hide very easily, that they can put on several masks and basically change how they're interacting with you, mimic you. Basically, a lot of times they're saying to you what they think you want to hear.
I mean, he's just a suspect at this point, but what can you say about what his family may be going through?
Koberger's family is going through utter hell, I assure you. I mean, at this moment, we have no reason to suspect that they knew. We're going to have to wait on law enforcement, but innocent until proven guilty. So as of now, we have no reason to suspect they had any.
See, the reason I disagree with that, Perry, we don't know what kind of psychopath he is. He doesn't come across like an ego one. He comes across as somebody that wants to be in control, but he's never going to admit anything. So I don't really understand why people are already naming him an egotistical psychopath. He seems like a very quiet psychopath to me. And I get a different profile from him. I don't think he's going to blab. I don't think he's going to talk. I think he's going to deny. I don't think he's ever going to admit what he did. And I don't see him being the type that's going to run with it and be proud of his crimes. I just don't. He's too, what's the word I'm looking for? He's too, not inbreed. He's too inner. Like, why was he scared that he had his dad drive with him? He doesn't think he's invincible. And what I find the most interesting is a lot of people are putting stuff on the professor, this world-renowned expert who couldn't even see the makings of a psychopath. Tells me he's not one of those egotistical psychopaths. He's not an introvert, thank you. He's not an eccentric. He's not going to make this huge production out of what he did. He's scared. And he knows he's caught. And he's just going to deny. And anyone that thinks otherwise, I think you're wrong. So, on that note, though, I got to go get my son. I'll see you all in an hour for Banfield and Cuomo. Dylan has an article saying he's... Yeah, Alicia, that's bullshit. That's already been proven to be bullshit. So, guys, I'll see you in a little while. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way out. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.